All right now, you did it. You made it to Slow Down Sunday, my friend. And I'm proud of you. You did it. We've been in a series, and it's been an amazing series here on the Sweet Spot called The Ceiling You Don't See. And we find ourselves in the wrap up. We're at the very last episode. I'm kind of sad that I have to leave this series alone, but we will revisit it. The thing about wrapping up the series, it's a little sad for me, but it always is mixed with little excitement because I know that we have a new one coming tomorrow. Okay, so that's life, isn't it? It's about endings and beginnings. What a navigation. I'm Dr. Derek Sweet. You're listening to The Sweet Spot, beautiful souls. Welcome back. Good morning if it's morning for you. Good evening if it's evening. Good afternoon if it's afternoon. Wherever you find yourselves, I want it to be good for you. And even if you're not feeling great, look, if you're listening to this, you're alive. You're alive and well, and it is well with your mind, it is well with your body, it's well with your spirit, it's well with your soul. And you can say that regardless of what you feel or think, because you are a divine being with divine power and divine energy. And that's what this is all about on the Sweet Spot. At the Sweet Spot, we integrate science, soul, and success. And to this day, you've been amazing because you've been on this journey and you've gotten to this day in this year. And you know what? Nothing but good ahead. And even if it's not great ahead, I believe that we have the capacity, you and me, to face whatever comes and figure it out. When I was in medical school, they told me when I was studying that there were only two types of questions, Dr. Sweet. Those that you can answer correctly and those you can figure out. And you know what? I had to believe that because I used to think it was about right and wrong. And then I realized, it could be about figuring it out. And that's what we do here on the Sweet Spot. We figure it out. We find a way. We've been in a great series, The Ceiling You Don't See, talking about beliefs. Yeah, today, Slow Down Sunday is where we close the circle. Let's start by naming what we've called the series. The Ceiling You Don't See. Because, beautiful souls, the most powerful limits in our lives don't feel like barriers. They feel like normal. That's the crazy work. The old folks used to say, this is devil work, because you don't even feel it, right? The barriers that are holding us back are normal. They feel normal. They feel like this is just how far I go. They feel like this is just how things work. Just who I am. Ain't nothing to it. This is all it is. It is what it is. How many times have I said that? All week, we've been gently, though, challenging this notion. We've been very gently all week, if you've been listening to The Sweet Spot, lifting the ceiling into view. On Monday, Making Moves Monday, we saw that pressure reveals our beliefs. On Tuesday, Take Action Tuesday, we learned that effort inside of a limiting belief is nothing but a waste of time, exhaustion. So you can try all you want. If the belief is limiting, the effort just wastes your energy. On Win It All Wednesday, we discovered that performance doesn't rise to the level of your confidence. It just doesn't. It drops to the level of your belief. And for my athletes listening to me, my performers on stage, you know what I'm talking about. You can be as confident as you want. If you don't believe it, you're never going to achieve it. And then you drop short. So yes, Win It All Wednesday was amazing. I really enjoyed that one. The idea that performance doesn't rise to your confidence, that it really drops to your beliefs. Trust Yourself Thursday. Remember that one? We saw that trust can shrink. We saw that trust can narrow when your belief can't tolerate uncertainty. And guess what, my friend? Life is full of uncertainty. You don't know what's going to happen when you jump in your car. or you step outside. We live in uncertainty. But when we start being intolerant of it or scared of it, the beliefs shrink. Finish Strong Friday named the fatigue that we were carrying, and it said this, that fatigue doesn't create limits. It reveals your limits. So many of us think that when we're fatigued, I've reached my limit. No. Fatigue doesn't create your limits. It reveals what limits you have. And then yesterday, Self-Care Saturday, we remembered that recovery restores your range. It doesn't just restore your energy, but it restores your capacity to believe again. Because when you're tired and you're exhausted and you're fatigued and you're burnt out and you're frustrated, you stop believing. You get sleepy and you don't believe anything. So today on Slow Down Sunday, we step back far enough to see the structure. And philosophers have always known what we're talking about, my friend. This is not new. Nothing is new under the sun. Ecclesiastes, nothing new under the sun. Philosophers have known this. We don't live inside of reality directly. We think we do. You know what we're living inside of? It's not reality. What we live inside of is interpretation. Yes, our interpretation of reality is what we're living inside of. Our beliefs, whatever they are, shape what we notice. Our beliefs shape what we ignore, what we feel is possible, and what feels unthinkable to us, all generated by belief. And this is true across all ancient literature that I've researched. Ancient Jewish wisdom even speaks about this, and they do it beautifully in the Jewish wisdom. In the Pirkei Avot, the ethics of the fathers, we're taught there that wisdom begins with awareness. Wisdom begins with awareness, not action, not certainty, but awareness. Judaism has never been about rushing towards answers. When you think about it, it's never about the rush. It's always honored pausing long enough to ask better questions. And ancient wisdom scriptures also echo some of these traditional beliefs. In the Psalm 46:10, be still and know that I'm God. You know, I think that verse is often misunderstood. It's not telling you to stop living. It's inviting you to step out of the noise long enough to perceive the truth. Taking a moment, the moment that we can never find, the moment where we can go out without our cell phones, the moment where we can turn the TVs off, when we can just be still enough to learn and hear from our Maker. Stillness is not passivity, it's perception. When it says be still and know, you're perceiving something when you get still. But you got to get still first. I know I struggle with it. I do. Because I got to be busy all the time. But I'm learning. So stillness is, it's not passivity. It's perception. You know, and if we zoom out even further and we think about this from an astrophysical sort of perspective, you know, every Sunday on the Sweet Spot, we love to delve into a bit of astrophysics. We use Sunday to get spooky universal astrophysical, because we kind of want to understand what the universe is speaking. Remember, the ancient wisdom says, day unto day uttereth speech, and night unto night soweth knowledge. That's in the ancient wisdom. So when I talk about astrophysics, I'm also linking it to the soul. Science and the soul are connected at the highest levels. And the universe is expanding, not because it's rushing, but because space itself is unfolding with mysteries and revelations for us. And the farther the scientists look, the more they realize that what we once thought were the edges of the universe were simply the limits of our own observation. Wow. The universe didn't suddenly get bigger. Our ability to see expanded. Think about that in your life. Where do we need to look a little further? That matters for your life. Most ceilings, as we've been saying all week, aren't walls. They're horizons that are mistaken for the edges. And here's the quiet truth. You don't discover a ceiling by attacking it. You discover it by slowing down enough to notice it. That's why this series isn't about changing beliefs aggressively. I'm not talking about that. It's about noticing what's already running your show, what's already running your system. It's about noticing what's already governing you. It's not about just changing your beliefs so you can do something else. That'll come. When you slow down, and remember, today is Slow Down Sunday, my friend. When you and I slow down, we see where effort has been completely sort of compensating for some belief we have under there. You see where trust has depended on certainty because it's so afraid of uncertainty. You see where fatigue has been mistaken for the truth when it's really about something deeper. Under your effort is a belief. Under your trust is a belief. And under your fatigue is a belief. And we've been uncovering that all week. It's been exciting. And once you see it, something softens inside, doesn't it? Once you understand this deeper truth, it's not about urgency. It's not about pressure. It's about clarity. So, all right, it's Slow Down Sunday, and I want to leave you with a reflection. What if the ceiling you've been living under isn't a verdict, but a frame that once protected you and now simply needs to be seen? What if belief doesn't need to be shattered here, just understood? And once you understand it, you're good. Things can shift. Ancient wisdom, modern science, and even lived experience all agree on this. What we notice, we can relate to differently. What we never notice runs our show quietly, the ceilings we don't see. That's why slowing down matters. That's why meditation matters. That's why praying and taking a deep breath and stepping back matters. Not to escape life, but to finally see it. You've been listening to The Sweet Spot. We're closing this out. The ceilings that you don't see, but you see them now. If this series helped you notice something new about yourself this week, I want you to subscribe. It's completely free. I've been saying it all week and I'll say it one final time. This is a free subscription. You just hit subscribe and you are freely getting these every day. We talk every single day here on The Sweet Spot. We don't miss a day. And beyond that, if someone you love or care about or work with is living under a ceiling that they can't name yet, but that you can kind of perceive, share this with them. For now, my beautiful sweet ones, look up today. It's Slow Down Sunday. Look inward as well. And remember that the horizons you see is not the edge. There's so much more beyond what you can see. And when you believe it, you'll see it. Love you. All right. I'll see you next week. Stay amazing. This is Dr. Sweet, and you've been listening to The Sweet Spot.